Yes. Editing, super easy. Glad we're not doing it this week. That's
Editing, editing is not necessary on this show. We just kind of do and say
we're
everything.
just constantly hilarious.
We're just professionals. Hello and welcome to the Filter Free Podcast. I am your host, TJ Stevens.
Problematic.
Out of my left earbud.
Getting off to a banging start here.
Joining me, as always,
Step ends.
Dollar Bill Dave.
I touched myself.
I just need to clip that. Just Dave leaning for I touched myself.
And Timmy C.
Goo, goo, goo.
Dave's is awesome, and he got a new hat, and it's hilarious. Are you drunk? Yes or no? And it's marked on the right-hand side for both.
Time limit draws get my panties wet. I love it.
We've covered this butt wipe on a few different occasions.
Butt wipe?
You don't call people butt wipe anymore?
No. I'm not 7. Good news is I've limited the producer's amount to screw us over this, so we're actually going to get to sing along with the songs now. You are welcome.
You gotta fight for your right to party!
Ow!
Hello and welcome to the Filter Free Podcast. I am your host, I am your host, TJ Stevens.
Step ins.
Joining me, as always, it's the Catalina fucking wine mixer. Dollar Bill Dave's here.
In a good mood.
Hey,
Catalina wine mixer? What?
Yeah, I started drinking wine.
you don't know about the Catalina wine mixer?
No. What?
Ha! You've never seen Step Brothers.
No. Never seen it.
So me and Dave are going to do this show this week. You've got to be kidding me. You have not seen Step Brothers.
Never seen it.
Greatest movie of all time.
I watched the good one. Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby.
No, Step Brothers blows that movie out of the water.
No way. No way.
It does.
I wouldn't say it blows it out of the water, but it's definitely better.
Out of the water.
I'll check it out.
Why are you
like,
so sweaty?
It's like a whale's blowhole right out of the water.
Why are you so sweaty? I've been watching Cops. Timmy C's here
Who?
against our own wishes. Please remember to subscribe and rate this show wherever you get your podcasts. While you're at it, follow the show on Twitter at FF Podcast, on Instagram at Filter Free Podcast. It's X, fucking whatever. And follow our network on Twitter at Ram Sports. And that's, of course, you can also find us on YouTube. All of our episodes in video form. If you want to see our beautiful faces, just look up on the search bar on YouTube, Filter Free Podcast. You'll find us. Timmy, as far as our Patreon's concerned, they own Ram Network, $5 hairs a month. And
Well,
they don't have enough time in their workday to get this shit watched.
no, because there's literally hundreds of hours of content.
Yeah.
And you can go to YouTube and see me look remarkably pale, even though I am tan as shit.
Mm.
I don't know what's going on. I
It's
just
your
got
light.
back from vacation.
It's your light.
It's your light just does something to me. Oh no. Well, if you go to patreon.com/Ram Network, you will get all of our old stuff like Legends. Let's Rethink This. You will get new every week footballers get paid with Tim and Dave
I am not
and
good at that,
TJ.
by the way.
And yes, you're still getting paid with me. I did miss a week because I was out on the open seas. But I can assure you, I still won, even though I didn't get picks in. I came out on the positive. Well, Monday Night Football is getting ready to kick off, and that could make or break my week. But I am positive this week so far.
I
I
picked
went
the
7-3.
I picked the under on that game, and if I hit, I'll go 4-6, including 1-4 in the NFL.
Wow,
7-3.
you are killing it.
Not great.
Did you bet for my fighting Bengals?
So I'm gonna bet the under on Cincinnati every time right now. They're the
1
Iowa,
week we've scored like 34 or more points, 3 straight weeks going
they're
in.
the Iowa
Losing. We lost 3 straight weeks, scoring 30-something points. We
All right.
scored 17. We win.
All right,
Cool.
you're the BYU of congratulations of the NFL.
We were the Iowa last night.
I won on Cincinnati -4.
Well, I got them at 3.5. But
Hey Dave, how about that Oregon +3 though?
Nailed it.
Pulling off it was an upset technically in Oregon. Great game.
I bet that one as well.
Great game.
But You'll also get Evolution of Evil Wrestling with commercials. Plus, now you will get our brother and sister shows, TNA Top 10 Talking Wrestling, Palmwater Dave, and all of the bonus content, including the Eras of the New Generation, World Class Flashback, Power of the Pen, Hard Times and Beyond, the CWA Retrospective, plus new show coming up, Eras, the Golden Age.
So Dave just brought this up last night to us, and I need to know about it. The Golden Era, do you mean like the 80s or the 50s?
The 80s. So we're starting.
If it were the 50s, TJ, me and you should do one in the 50s.
We're starting with Hulk Hogan over the Iron Sheik, the
84.
start of the Golden Era.
January 23rd, 1984.
Nice.
That will be our
live
first
from
show.
the
We will be
Garden.
watching Hogan and Sheiky Baby.
Which I watched it a couple weeks ago just to kind of refresh myself on it. Oh my God.
You know what's weird too is obviously that match is one of the more important matches. By the way, we're also wrestling fans if you're just new to the show. That match is obviously so important because of the direction it took the wrestling business, but I've never actually watched it.
Oh, the match is actually not long. It's only like a 4 or 5 minute match.
It's like a 5.5 minute match.
And the crowd went ballistic.
Oh yeah.
When Hogan won the title. So I'm excited for that. And you know, the spring of '84 is when Roddy Piper debuts. Actually, you might have already been there. And
no, yes, he was because he's on that card.
Yeah,
as a manager, he's on that card.
Drake, he was in a manager for Bob Orton.
Yeah, no, Mr. Wonderful.
Paul Orndorff. Okay, well, the same trio. So, speaking of Roddy Piper, December. So the reason why this has taken so long is I was talking to Dave about this, and obviously Timmy's involved in the plans too. Shut up, Timmy. So I researched this the other day. There have been 0 podcasts done that I can find on Portland wrestling. And of course, you can't find it anywhere. We have the library, but we want to do this. We have the opportunity to tell the Portland wrestling legacy. And, you know, we're going to take that as like the figureheads very seriously. So we want to research this topic as thoroughly as we can and be the experts on it. And we're still trying to formulate how the show is really going to work because we want it to be different. But that's why it's taken so long. It's going to drop in December. We're going to have an audio version of the podcast, and then there will be the watch along with the library we have on our Patreon. We're going to go back 1970 to 1991. We have 22 years of Portland wrestling to watch. So this is going to be a riot. I cannot wait. Again, we still have some minor things to work out with it. We're trying to get some guests for it, and I think it's going to be a blast. I cannot.
Can we get Buddy Rose?
He's very dead. Blow away diet got him. Dave, what do you think?
I'm reading the book, man. I love it. There's so many stories on people that we have no idea about that we're going to.
Timmy's almost past the forward. I need the title of the book.
Katie Bar the Door.
I don't have a Katie here.
Katie Bar the Door by Mike Rogers. That's the name of the book.
Okay. Can I get audiobook?
I've actually been looking and I can't find one. I need to start emailing these wrestling bloggers. But listen, if you need a narrator, I would be more than happy to do it for you. Listen to the sultry tones of my voice.
Okay.
No? All right.
No.
There it is right there.
Katie Bar the Door. Okay.
So with all of that, I think we're ready. Again, another one of these years I think is in our wheelhouse. This crushing it here. Because this week, Timmy, get the harpsichord ready. Because this week we're going back to October of 1989. So let's go ahead and see what was happening in your world yesterday. Let's run through some events. Filter free up first. Stories that missed the cut. October 1st, Dallas Cowboys legendary defensive end Ed Too Tall Jones records his 1,000th career tackle in a 30-13 loss to the New York Football Giants.
It's a lot of tackles.
Do you guys remember how tall Ed Too Tall Jones was?
6'9".
Too tall.
6'9". That's a great.
Where he went to college.
Florida State University.
Close.
Florida.
Tennessee State.
Ooh, Tennessee State. They had some great nicknames.
Right.
Ed Too Tall Jones, Hollywood Brown, Bob Bullet Hayes. Like they had some great names. Captain Comeback, Roger Staubach. It was great. October 1st, both baseball batting titles are decided on the last day of the regular season. Kirby Puckett goes 2 for 5.
Fat ass Kirby Puckett.
Thank you. To edge Carney Lansford. How's that for a throwback name?
Ginger Carney Lansford.
Big time Ginger boy. 339 to 336. And in the NL, Tony Gwynn goes 3 for 4.
Fat ass Tony Gwynn.
Thank you. To beat Will Clark 336 to 333. Meanwhile, this season,
Will Clark.
White ass Will Clark.
in the 2024 season, Bobby Witt Jr. of Kansas City batted 332, and Larissa Reyes of the Padres led the NL at 314.
That's kind of deceiving though, because I'm pretty sure the next closest guy behind either of them was at least 30 points off.
Yeah,
of
it's
them.
like 270.
Yeah,
271.
We have 2 really good hitters, and then we have a league of Dave Kingmans after that.
nothing was decided on the last day.
No, it was since like July. It's been figured. October 3rd, the Oakland Raiders hire the first African-American head coach in the modern NFL when they hire Art Shell to replace Mike Shanahan.
Fat ass Art Shell.
Great. Oh, God, he was a great offensive lineman and a good coach, though.
He looked really good in his hat, too.
He always wore khakis.
He coached him again in 2006.
Yes. When
He was
Raiders
never
were
very
just-
good at coaching, though. That was
No,
the
he was,
problem.
the first time he was.
Mm.
Second time after the Tuck rule, the Raiders were a cesspool until like 2018.
I was gonna say, how many Super Bowls did he win with them? None. Because Florida State Seminoles legend, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
He won just as many in 7 years with Oakland as the Cincinnati Bengals have won their entire franchise history.
Damn. You want some ointment for that burn, sir?
Cut this year, baby.
Okay, yeah, it's your 1-4 bullshit. October 3rd.
2-4.
Sure. October 3rd, Panama Defense Force fails a coup attempt against Manuel Noriega.
Should
I
have
think
been
we covered
better.
Noriega. Actually, I know we
We
have.
did.
Well,
You know, we joined a network for a while. A long time listeners may remember that, and we got rid of all of our old episodes. We're gonna have to find a way to get those back on.
Mhm.
No? Okay. October 4th, Will Clark, he's back of the San Francisco Giants, hits the first grand slam in the NLCS since 1977. The team he did it against isn't important. Clark went He went 4 for 4 with 2 home runs and an NLCS record 6 RBI. 6 RBI was the record for one series. He did it in 4 innings.
Who did the Cubs have pitching that day? Ryan Sandberg?
That's a great question. I don't
Sammy
know.
Sosa.
Jim Bullinger. I don't know. October 4th, Dakota Johnson, the daughter of Melanie Griffith and Don Johnson, as well as the star of the 50 Shades of Rape series, is born in Austin, Texas.
Did you
What?
say grape?
No, I said rape. 50 Shades of
Oh.
Rape. That's what that is.
I've seen her naked.
Like I can't remember what
Rape.
comedian I was watching, but they said if that story did not involve rich people, that's rape. There's
It's
no way about it.
Human trafficking, I believe.
Yes.
Is how they...
October 4th, Graham Chapman, one of the key members of Monty Python, dies at 48 years old from cancer. The racehorse Secretariat dies the same day from laminitis at age 19.
Is that
know what that
Aroldis's dad?
It's
No.
AIDS of the foot.
Interesting. I had not heard of that.
AIDS of the foot.
Yeah.
I don't, but I think you're lying.
It is.
Really? You think he's lying? October 4th, Travis Kelce, tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, is born in Westlake, Ohio.
OHIO. Although he didn't go to Ohio State, he went to UC.
He sucks.
Travis Kelce, he's quite good at it.
Sucks on Taylor Swift's little titties.
October 6th, Betty Davis, actress, dies at age 81 from breast cancer. Breast cancer.
Is that Betty White's sister?
Is that
I
Bet
don't-
or Betty?
I don't know if it's Bet or Betty.
It's
so I just
Betty.
went with
It's Betty. It's Betty.
October 7th, 55-year-old Larry King is married for the 6th time, this time to Julie Alexander. They made it all the way to 1992.
Horseshit. Larry King was never 55 years old. He has been perpetually 72.
Well, yeah. He just gets a little bit more hunched over in his chair every year.
Yeah.
He was
Now you can
married
see his
8 times to 7 different women.
good for him, living
Rounded the base twice.
What an
YOLO.
idiot.
YOLO, Apparently you only live once forever when you're
Hey,
King.
What's it like
You
to
see
have
the
one
time that
1400th of your stuff?
You see the time Donald Trump was on and he told him how bad his breath smells because he smoked like a freight train?
Larry King.
And Donald Trump's like, "Can I get you a mint? Your breath stinks." I'm sorry.
I don't mean to be rude. You're a legend, but damn.
I don't mean to be rude, or words that have never come out of Trump's mouth.
He's a rather big fan of it.
I don't
think you guys want to hear this, but I'm going to say it. Like, okay, thank you. October 8th, the Oakland A's beat the Blue Jays in 5 games ahead of the World Series. The next day, the Giants beat a mystery team in 5 games ahead of the World Series themselves.
I'm just shocked that the mystery team was in the LCS. I mean,
they actually
have sucked forever.
Yeah, they have. Well, they won the World Series in 16, which is
once in 115 years.
I was 108, and I was alive for this one, so I don't need to see another one. I'm good. October 15th, televangelist Billy Graham is awarded the 1900th star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and becomes the first clergyman to be awarded a star.
Superstar.
Which seems like the opposite of what a clergyman should do. I don't know. It's just my opinion.
Well, he was a superstar, so.
That's
superstar
true.
Billy Graham.
He made tie-dye cool again.
I seen him. He was jacked for a televangelist.
He was huge. Great tan. WWF world champion for 3 years.
Jesus made him strong.
That's true. And
steroids made him
steroids.
Strong. Oh, I thought it was Jesus.
Well,
that's what it was called. That was the brand name, was Jesus.
Somebody had to make
that holy
steroids.
Water in the butt.
October 17th, we have the 11th studio album by Billy Joel entitled Stormfront.
Never heard of him.
I haven't either. Well, Billy Joel, the
album.
Okay.
I've heard of Billy Joel. He's great.
October 21st, Bertram Lee and Peter Bino become the first African-American owners of a North American sports team. They buy the Nuggets for $65 million.
Should have got a refund.
You can't even get season tickets for $65 million anymore.
I'm pretty sure you can.
We call that sarcasm, Timmy?
Probably get like Yankee season tickets for $65 million.
I don't know, man. October 21st, the University of Houston becomes the first team in NCAA history to gain 1,000 yards of offense in one game.
That was David Klingler.
Sure SMU did that against Florida State like 3 weeks ago.
I'm pretty sure that was Cincinnati Bengals legend David Klingler.
Well, was that Klingler or was that Andre Ware?
Hopefully
I
Ware.
think that was. I think Ware was later. Let me Google it.
I thought Ware was earlier.
So look that up. Meanwhile, we'll keep going. October 23rd, George Harrison releases the Best of Dark Horse 1976 through 1989 album.
Was that the band Dark Horse?
I'm going to guess, yes.
He was still...
Otherwise, I don't know why you call it that.
Around in 76. What is he doing?
Remember we did the Beatles. They dissolved in like 74. Other than like a reunion like 78.
No, they didn't have a reunion in 78.
That
they
was
were offered
senior or Andre Ware. It was his last year.
Boom, you're welcome.
That's
I should do backstory trivia. October 24th, Jim Baker is sentenced to 45 years in prison for fraud, but later has the sentence reduced to 8 years on appeal. We've covered the Bakers extensively in our archives.
Love them.
You should. Somebody has to.
You could hit Tammy Faye in the face with a sledgehammer and all it'd do is break her makeup.
It's true. It's like The Mask, but with real bad eyeliner. October 27th, 37-year-old John Goodman marries 21-year-old Annabeth Hartzog in New Orleans.
Good on him.
They're still married.
Good for him.
That's awesome.
16
He's
years.
old, though. Holy crap.
So he was 37 here. It's been 35 years, so he's 72.
Jesus. I always think of him from Revenge of the Nerds.
And she's 41.
Yeah. October 28th, one of the most memorable World Series ever played, but not necessarily for the games itself, but for the earthquake that demolished the Bay Area. The A's win the series in a sweep of the Giants. We were going to cover this, but to be completely frank here, we cover a lot of tragedies and death on this show and didn't want to do it again. We're going to cover the series in depth one day, just not today. There's a lot going on here in 89, so I'm sure we're going to do this one again.
That damn John Tenta.
The Canadian earthquake.
In California.
Went all the way to California.
He's a traveling man. October 29th, Ozzie Newsome with the Cleveland Browns ends his streak of 150 regular season games with at least one catch. This streak started in 1979. 10 years of one catch per game. It's pretty good.
Well, I mean, he still will never be known as a player, though. He's going to be known as
his
work in the front office, yeah.
And it's a shame because he's a Hall of Fame tight end.
He's an asshole.
Okay. It's just because he's in your division.
As a player.
Twice.
And
twice.
Yeah. He's a double asshole.
And I believe he was the GM of the Browns before they moved to Baltimore.
Well, he's still the GM of the Baltimore
Browns.
Ravens, but yeah, the Baltimore Browns.
October 30th, Smith Dairy in Orrville, Ohio makes the world's largest milkshake at 1,572 gallons.
And Dave drank it.
There's no way that was good by the end of it.
Imagine a person that was lactose intolerant drinking that?
They would just explode into poo everywhere.
Just be shitting into 55-gallon drums.
He also shit 1,572 gallons of milkshake. Stories in the Wheelhouse, October 9th. This one's just for Timmy, as here on this day, George Strait wins a Country Music Association Award. We can't talk about the major impact players of the country music scene without mentioning George Strait even still today. The man has been doing nothing but churning out hit music, hit albums, and collecting awards since he started his career in 1976. But don't think George is just a one-trick pony. He spent 4 years in the Army from 71 to 75, and upon honorary discharge, attained his degree in agriculture from Southwest Texas State University. His ties remain strong with the university due to his establishing an endowment fund for the development and operation of Freeman Ranch for agriculture purposes, starting a land and wildlife management group, and gifting scholarships to the college. While he was in college, he joined a country band called Stony Ridge by answering a flyer posted on campus who was looking for a singer. However, his music career started off shaky. He would travel to Nashville several times looking for a label and was turned down. Strait then took a job offer to design cattle pins and took it. Because remember, his degree was in that. He told the band he told the band he was leaving, but his wife convinced him to give it one more year. She was right, as George signed with the MCA record in February of 1981. George's career was beginning to take off when the unthinkable happened. In 1986, Strait's 13-year-old daughter, Jennifer, was killed in a car accident. The Mustang she was riding in with 18-year-old Gregory Allen flipped and ejected Jennifer from the car, killing her instantly. Allen was charged with Class A misdemeanor vehicular homicide. There were 4 occupants in the car, none of which were wearing seatbelts. George went into hiding for a bit, refusing to talk to the media for several years after this, as he just didn't want to discuss it. However, George came out on the other side of this even stronger than before, and had a 3-year run from 86 to 89 that few musicians have seen before or since.
I can't name one single George Strait song.
Give it away.
You would know George.
Give it away, give it away, give it away now.
No.
Amarillo by Morning?
Nope. Amarillo by morning.
No.
Okay. No.
Yes, that actually was. Anyway.
Be a country singer.
Idiot. Since 2010, Strait has served as spokesman for the Wrangler National Patriot Program, a campaign designed to raise awareness and funds for America's wounded and fallen military veterans and their families. Good on him.
Nice. That's on somebody did.
From 1983 through 2017, Strait hosted a prestigious annual team roping event, the George Strait Team Roping Classic. It was originally held in Kingsville, Texas, but then took place several years at the San Antonio Rose Palace. He teamed up with Texas Governor Greg Abbott to help with disaster relief efforts in the wake of Hurricane Harvey, which devastated coastal areas of Texas. He's a good Texan, too. We'll get back to that. Strait, along with longtime friend and business partner Tom Cusick, created the Vaqueros del Mar, Cowboys of the Sea, invitational golf tournament and concert held annually, and Strait and Cusick's Texas Hill Country Resort, Tapiado Springs Resort near Boerne, Texas. That's a mouthful.
It is.
The invitational raises money for David Faraday, who's a golfer.
Yes, he is.
His Troops First Foundation, benefiting wounded servicemen, servicewomen, and their families. Since its beginning in 2012, more than $5 million have been raised by the event. Man, this guy does a lot of charity.
Yes.
Notice, I normally skew on the evil side of people.
Yeah.
Pretty sure this guy ain't got one.
No.
In January 2018, George Strait was named 2018 Texan of the Year by the Texas Legislative Conference, a statewide group of business and political leaders. Genuine good dude. I like it.
Okay, I know one of his songs.
What?
There's a tear in
That's
my beer.
Hank Williams.
Oh, never mind.
Jackass. By the way, he does not sing 1982. I've been corrected on this several times. It is
Yes, you got
Rand-
tore up on Twitter.
1982.
Randall Travis.
Yeah. Randall Travis.
He's a drunk.
He is.
Does that mean it's my turn?
That means it's my turn. Let's go to Timmy's Trivioki. Figaro. Figaro, 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 Figaro.
That's not Tosca.
Ugh, my ears. My neck, my back.
Yep. I remember. Everyone remembers when Elvis performed that.
Jamaica. Ooh, I wanna take it from Bermuda, Bahama, come on, pretty mama, Key Largo, Montego, baby. All
Beach Boys are
right.
better than the Beatles.
It's not true.
It's not. This music is awesome.
Dave just quit the show.
All right. Song number 1, clue number 1. Uncle Buck.
The movie with John Candy.
Uncle Buck.
Okay,
Buck Cherry, crazy bitch.
that's also what I was going to say.
1989, yes. Clue number 2, not old.
Young. Neil Young.
Clue number 3, jam
Young.
for the fellas.
It's groove is in the heart. Groove is in the heart.
Clue number 2, ate so much you split your pants.
That's 3, by the way.
No, that's
Butt crack.
4, whatever.
Butt crack.
Clue number 5, young MC.
Oh shit.
It's up to you, Dave. I got nothing. Tone Loc.
I can't think of the name.
Just bust a
blank.
move.
Bust the move.
This is so for all the fellas try to do what those ladies tell them. Yes. All right.
Oh, I can't believe I missed that.
Song number 2. Clue number 1. Mick Jagger.
Rolling Stones.
Aerosmith.
Or is this the what's the party? A party across the USA.
Clue number 2.
Dancing in the
floor.
streets. Dancing in the streets.
Clue number 2. Second floor.
I don't like it. It should be Dancing in the Streets.
Banging David Bowie.
That's yes. That was that song, Dancing in the Streets.
Clue number 3. Pump.
Pump up the jam. Pump it up a little bit louder.
Clue number 4. Hardware. Children's wear. Ladies lingerie.
Mick Jagger wears ladies' lingerie.
With
Only
David
when
Bowie.
he's laying. Only when he's laying with David Bowie.
They weren't sexing. They were just laying naked together.
Clue number 5. Aerosmith.
Dude looked like a lady. Boom. Oh.
Boo. Second floor. Hardware. Children's wear. Ladies lingerie. Oh, Mr. Perry. Going down.
Oh, Loving an Elevator.
Loving it, I love it. Living it up,
Living it
I'm
up,
going down.
down.
Loving it, I love it.
Didn't know the
TJ
name of
gets
that
the
song.
point.
No,
You've never heard of Love in an
all about
Elevator?
crap.
Oh my God. All right.
My
Quit
God.
show.
Again?
Song number 3. Clue number 1. Efren.
The game event.
Yes, that's a song from 1989. Clue number 2. Battleship.
It's raining men. Hallelujah. It's raining men.
Like 79.
In the Navy.
Clue number 3. Banned on MTV till 10 p.m.
Wings Band on the Run. Thank you.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Music.
Clue number 4. Old buttocks.
Sean Connery.
Clue number 5. Share.
Oh, it's on a naval ship. If I could turn back
time,
with their titties out.
if I could find I
So
watched that
with her
video.
plastic face.
I watched not in '89, but I watched that video before this so I could get some of those because her vag is about to pop out. It's a good thing they banned that on
If you'd
MTV.
have said Sonny Bono and a tree, I would have got that.
You know, I considered watch out for that tree being clue number one.
And what's funny is she's on that naval ship surrounded by dudes that would ravage her at the drop of a hat.
Well, and first off, they're all actors, but
that's disappointing.
One of the scenes has a guy like sliding down something to her. It's like just this little ramp. And then it shows him going back up, and dude legit looks like he shit his pants. I'm like, you put that in the video? This guy just shit himself, and maybe that's why it wasn't on until 10 o'clock. But yes, the video was banned on MTV till 10 p.m. because there were children being spilled everywhere before 10 p.m.
I do like the Family Guy skit where Joe is at the concert and then she starts playing that saying, and he's in his wheelchair going, yes, we all wish we could turn back time. Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay. October 12th. Usually we cover by the way, I won 2-1. Usually
2-0.
Oh, 2-0. That's right. Usually we cover the World Series for our sports stories in October. However, we have one of the most impacting NFL stories of all time, and we cannot pass this up. On this day, the now infamous Herschel Walker trade from Dallas to Minnesota occurs and inadvertently creates a dynasty. While the Cowboys and Vikings both experienced great success in the 70s with a combined 9 Super Bowl appearances.
9 times.
9. So think about that. Every Super Bowl of the 1970s had either the Cowboys or the Vikings in it, but one. The one that didn't was Super Bowl 7 between Miami and Washington. However, the 80s, not so much for either franchise. The Vikings win 77 and 75 in the 80s, including a 3-13 season in 84. The Cowboys win 79 and 73, but went 3-13 in 88 and 1-15 here in 89. Both teams needed a change, and it comes in one of the most lopsided trades in retrospect in NFL history. Actually, even at the time, it seemed pretty lopsided. 1989 was the first season in franchise history, which their franchise started in 1960. They did not have Tom Landry at the helm for the Cowboys. After his 3-13 season in 88, Jerry Jones fired him for the University of Miami head coach Jimmy Johnson. Now, when Jimmy makes the trade with Minnesota, everyone thought the Vikings were crazy, and they were right. The trade saw Herschel Walker go to Minnesota. That's it. That's all Minnesota got.
I mean, he's pretty good.
I mean, he was. Not after he went to Minnesota, but he was good up until here. In return, Dallas got linebacker Jesse Solomon, corner Isaac Holt, or Isaac, I don't know how you say Isaac, Darren Nelson, David Howard, and Alex Stewart.
That's
Isaac. Thank you. Only Holt played with Dallas past 1990, but Alex Stewart and Darren Nelson never played for the team. What turns the corner for Dallas is the 6 draft picks. You heard me correctly. 6 draft picks they picked up. They turned into Emmitt Smith, Russell Maryland, Kevin Smith, and Darren Woodson. Oh, yeah, they also drafted Troy Aikman number 1 overall here in 89.
He turned out to be very average.
Yeah, he's average, but he's got 3 rings, so Hall of Fame.
Whatever. From the moment he arrived in Minneapolis, Herschelmania erupted, brother. After a 2.5-hour practice where he studied 12 offensive plays, Walker debuted against the Green Bay Packers. What? 12 plays.
Take the ball, run that way.
Yeah. Here's the ball. Run. He received 3 standing ovations from the record Metrodome crowd of 62,075, producing a Vikings win after 4 successive losses and 14 of the prior 18 games with the Packers. After 3 seasons in Minnesota, the Philadelphia Eagles signed Walker in 92, hoping it would help them reach the Super Bowl. That year, he rushed 267 times for 1,070 rushing yards and 8 rushing touchdowns to go along with 38 receptions for 278 receiving yards and 2 receiving touchdowns as the Eagles advanced to the divisional round before being eliminated. He just wasn't the same after that.
No.
He retired at the end of 97. very lackluster at the back end of his career.
I didn't even know he played until 97.
After the 1998 season, that's 1988 season,
Excuse
me, that saw Walker accumulate more than 2,000 yards from scrimmage. Like Timmy C said, he was never the same. Through 5 games with Dallas, Walker had 246 rushing yards with an average of 3 yards per carry. The remaining 11 games with Minnesota saw that yards per carry average go up to 4, but he only rushed for a grand total of 669 yards over that stretch. That's like 54 yards a game.
Like they traded all that, and then like, we're not going to hand you the ball because you only know 12 plays.
Mm-hmm.
In 1991 and 92, he averaged 4.2 yards per carry, but only rushed for 770 and 825 yards.
Why would they not hand this man the ball?
They gave up everything for 1,500 yards.
4.2 yards per carry is decent.
Yeah, but they're not giving it to him.
They're not giving him the ball.
Yeah.
You get 10 rushes a game.
Who's the quarterback? Doesn't matter. Just throw it.
For everything the Vikings gave up to Dallas for Walker, this never amounted to anything other than T-shirt and jersey sales because the math just didn't math.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
In 2009, Walker decided to try his hand in the world of mixed martial arts, inking a deal with UFC rival Strikeforce at the tender age of 47.
And he was
like,
jacked.
He's like, I ain't been hitting the head enough. I'm going to take the helmet off and let someone just pound me.
Walker began his 12-week training camp with trainer Crazy Bob Cook.
Bob Cook?
Not to be confused with FFP favorite and WCW WWF legend, Bob Cook.
Bob Cook.
That's sad.
In his MMA debut on January 30th, 2010, Walker defeated Dangerous Greg Nagy via technical knockout due to strikes at Strikeforce Miami in the 3rd round.
Didn't he used to pitch for the Indians?
That was a very terrible fight. I watched it live.
Oh, that's
Nagy ended his career with a 1-3 record. Strikeforce then confirmed that Walker would face former WEC fighter Scott Carson when he made his 2nd appearance in the Strikeforce cage. Walker was forced off the Strikeforce card on December 4th due to a cut suffered in training that required 7 stitches. Instead, they fought on January 29th, 2011, and Walker defeated Carson via TKO strikes at 3:13 of the 1st round. Carson nor Walker has fought since, but at least Carson ended with a 4-2 record, much better than Dangerous Dan Nagy.
Well, that was the problem. If Herschel had gone to our
Greg
Bob
Nagy.
Cook, if he'd gone to our Bob Cook, he'd have
still be
probably done better.
And
Yeah,
he would have had the power of the punch.
That's correct.
he would be UFC champion right now.
It's literally in his name. Like, I don't understand. You missed that one so bad. Speaking of missing one.
But today, I'm the greatest of all time.
Vernon and Waugh. Mike Vernon with a great left.
Here it is. 8. Pressure with 3. Winston's going to run the ball. Makes a guy miss. Comes down there. Gets over the second rafter. Off the floor. Nothing but net. Through the window. Off the wall. Nothing but net. You like that? You like that? I like that.
You gotta like that, right?
So again, if you're listening to the show, thank you. But you need to go on our YouTube page and watch this because there's a clip. You've heard it for months now or years even of Vernon and Waugh. You know, it's a hockey goalie fight between Mike Vernon of the Detroit Red Wings and Patrick Waugh of the Colorado Avalanche. And not only is it the best goalie fight you'll ever seen, it's one of the best hockey fights, period. These two are just throwing haymakers at each other. It's tremendous.
It'd be like if Herschel Walker had been UFC trained by Bob Cook.
Bob Cook. That's correct. So the Cooker. That's his nickname. Let's go ahead and go box score trivia 1989 NFL edition. How about Herschel Walker? Let's start here with passing touchdown leaders 1989.
Joe Montana.
Let's just see if you can. I don't think you're gonna be able to get all of them. We'll see. Joe Montana was 4th with 20.
John Elway.
John Elway. No.
Boomer Esiason.
2nd with 28.
Jim Kelly.
5th with 25.
Dan Marino.
6th with 24.
Jim Everett.
Led the league with 29. Don't call me Chris.
Bernie
There's
Lomax.
Warren
There's at least
Moon.
one.
Bernie
one guy that-
Kosar.
There's at least one guy in this list.
Bernie Kosar and Neil Lomax.
Neither of
Warren
those
Moon.
two, but Warren Moon's on here with 23.
Bernie Kosar's not on there.
Randall Cunningham.
Ninth with 21.
Phil Simms.
No.
89. Testaverde had a good year.
Nope. You got 3 to go.
No Testaverde.
Nope.
Dave Craig.
Mark Rippon.
Tied for 9th with 21. Mark Rippon was 8th with 22. You got 1 left.
Ooh. Give us a team.
Green Bay.
Magic Man, Dan Mikowski.
Dan Machkowski with 27. You got all of them.
We got all 10.
You got all 10. Let's go to
Cyber 5, Tim.
that might be a first on the show. Let's go to rushing yards leaders again. Let's just see how many you can get.
Herschel
Barry
Walker.
Sanders.
Barry Sanders was second with 1,400.
Herschel Walker didn't even have 1,000 yards that
Yeah,
season.
you dumbass.
Stupid.
We literally
just
did the
talked
story.
about it.
Oh, yeah, they were running the ball back then.
Christian Okoye.
Led the league with 1,400.
Damn it, you stole mine. I'll use him for sacks. It's okay.
James Brooks.
James Brooks,
Evans with
definitely.
1,239.
Oh, shit.
Let's see.
Get some teams.
3. What'd you say, Dave?
Give us some teams.
San Francisco.
Thurman Thomas with Buffalo.
Ricky Waters.
He is 6th with 1,244. That is not the same running back before Ricky Waters.
Oh, Roger Craig.
Roger Craig.
The Rams. I don't think you're going to get him.
Greg Bell, because that was after Dickerson. Eric
9th,
Dickerson.
1,137. Greg Bell. Wow. Denver, Nolans, the Bears, and the Colts.
Walter Payton.
Well, no. The guy that replaced Walter Payton.
Who the hell?
The Colts was Eric Dickerson.
That Eric Dickerson was 3rd, 1,311.
Colts was Eric Dickerson. The Bears.
Was Marshall Falk in yet?
No. The
What about
Bears
Lars
running back.
Tate?
No. The Bears running back probably, if injuries don't derail his career, he probably goes in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, William Perry, for sure.
Yep, that's it. He was 10th. You got it. The Fridge at 498 pounds. Timmy quit the show. He's got a phone call.
Is it just the Bears? Is that all that's left?
No, you have Denver, Nolans, and Chicago left.
New Orleans, Chicago.
10 seconds.
Who was New Orleans? I'm drawing a blank.
Denver.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
Here we go. 8th of the Denver Broncos, Bobby Humphrey, 1,151. 5th of the New Orleans Saints, Dalton Hilliard, 1,262.
Never heard of him.
And of your Chicago Bears, Neil Anderson, 1,275.
We should have had that.
Let's go to receptions. How many can you get?
Jerry Rice.
5th with 82. Off year for Jerry.
Art Monk.
Tied for 3rd, 86.
Andre Reed.
2nd, 88.
Andre
Mark
Rison.
Duper.
No and no.
Mark Jackson.
No.
Mark Clayton.
No.
Teams.
Who was the tight end for the Giants?
No. Mark Bavaro and no.
Yeah. Seems like
Seattle had 2. Denver.
Oh.
Washington had 2 more. Tampa.
Sterling.
and Buffalo and Green Bay.
Sterling Sharp.
Led the league with 90.
I said Sterling Sharp.
Well, we're on
I
a
know
team
you-
here, stupid.
Thurman Thomas.
No.
He was a running back.
The Buffalo wide receivers in the Hall of Fame.
Andre Reed.
He said Andre Reed.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear it. 2nd with 88. Sorry.
Uh,
So you got 2 from Seattle, Denver, 2 more from Washington.
who was that white dude from Seattle?
Not Steve Largent, and Tampa.
Not
Tampa.
Steve Largent.
God, I'm drawing a blank.
I have a Steve Largent jersey.
Because in '89, I know that Lars Tate and Vinny Testaverde had good years.
2 from Seattle.
Dave Craig slinging it when he's not fun.
Ooh.
10 seconds.
I'm
987-654-3-1, go.
All right, here we go. Tie for 9th for the Denver Broncos. Vance Johnson and John Williams of Seattle had 76. 8th of Seattle, Brian Blades had 77.
Chris Carter.
No. 7th of Washington.
Clarence Carter.
Clarence Carter. 7th of Washington, Gary Clark at 79. Ricky Sanders had 80 of Washington.
Clarence Mason.
Third of Tampa Bay. Mark Carrier was 86.
Oh, Mark Carrier.
And that
He makes great air conditioners.
And you guys know where we're going to end this. Sacks. You guys always do terrible. Let's see if you can pick it
Christian
up.
Okoye.
Why?
Lawrence Taylor.
Lawrence Taylor, 7th with 15. 7th with 15.
Bruce Smith.
9th with 13.
Reggie White.
No.
Steve McMichael.
No.
Kevin Green.
Tied for 4th with 16 and a half. I always do this. One of the guys from the Dome Patrol was on this list. Oh my God. We covered that way back in the day.
What's his name? I can see his face.
San Diego has 2. Philadelphia, Nolans, Minnesota.
Who was the other guy in Philly?
Minnesota,
not Reggie White.
Green Bay, and Minnesota. Yes, it is the other guy opposite Reggie White.
What the hell was his name? It's not Mike Golick. It's the other guy. Mike Golick didn't do a lot of sacking.
Not Jerome Brown. It's the defensive end.
Mike Greenberg.
Was it? Yes,
He was opposite. He was opposite Mike Golick.
You're right. And Greenberg sucks. I liked Mike Golick.
I don't know.
10 seconds.
No idea.
All right, you're both shaking your head. 10th of the San Diego Chargers, Leslie O'Neal, 12 and a half. He's been on this list like 14 times, and you guys have never guessed him.
I quit.
8th, Lee Williams of the Chargers had 14. 6th of the Philadelphia Eagles, Clyde Simmons, 15 and a half.
That was not who I was thinking of. Jerome Brown is who I was thinking of.
I said that. I said it's not Jerome Brown.
Oh.
Tied for 4th of the Dome Patrol, Pat Swilling had 16 and a half. 3rd of Minnesota, Keith Millard, 18. 2nd of the Green Bay Packers, another common entry on this list, Tim Harris had 19 and a half. Your league leader, Hall of Famer from the Minnesota Vikings, Chris Dolman with 21.
James Francis.
21.
John Randall.
Chris Dolman.
Pat
And that
Sajak.
was Alec Trebek.
Pat Sajak.
October 13th. One of my favorite movies ever is released here as we see the premiere of Look Who's Talking.
You know who it's got in it? Better than the
Harris.
Beatles, the Beach Boys.
Well,
Round, round, get around. I get around. Yeah, get around. I get around.
the film that was written and directed by Amy Heckerling and starred John Travolta, Kirstie Alley, Olympia Dukakis, George Segal, Abe Vigoda, and Bruce Willis. An accountant living in New York City by the name of Molly Jensen finds herself pregnant after an affair with one of her married clients named Albert.
Whore.
Yes, Timmy.
It was mine.
I don't know why you're raising your hand. It's not class.
Because I was accepting blame. It was mine. It was
well
my
done.
baby.
Good job, Albert. Albert assures her that he will leave his wife and help Molly take care of the baby. Of course, he does not.
Liar.
During month number 9, she actually finds her and her friends Rona find Albert chatting with another woman, that rat bitch. Albert says, "Yeah, gotcha, bitch," and the stress on this puts Molly into labor. A taxi driver by the name of James Ubriaco, I said that correctly, speeds through downtown and gets her to the hospital in time to deliver the baby, Mikey. Molly ends up forgetting her purse in the cab, and James uses this to track her down and offers her a deal, which I believe is called stalking. She can use his Manhattan address to help him set up nursing care for his grandfather, Vincent, in exchange for his services as a babysitter, which is extortion. Here's the fun part. Amy Heckerling gave birth to a child named Molly in 1985. She would sit with her child and make up dialogue for the baby's thoughts.
Easy for you
And
to
that
say.
is how the concept of the movie was even conceived. Get the pun there?
Unlike the baby.
That's not the fun part. Here's the fun part. Harold Ramis has been believed to be the Albert of the movie.
What an
Why?
asshole.
The real Molly was Harold Ramis's daughter. He told Heckerling he'd leave his wife and help take care of the baby. Ramis ultimately ended up with another woman. And Look Who's Talking was born. The movie was a surprise
Harold
hit.
Ramis from Ghostbusters fame?
Yes, that
Yeah.
that one. Yeah.
Or
The mo-
Stripes.
Stripes.
Or-
That's such a great movie.
Orange County.
What?
You never seen
Never
Orange
seen
County?
it. Never seen it.
Oh, you need to. Jack Black, Colin Hanks,
Well, apparently not, because apparently Harold Ramis is a dick.
John Lithgow. I mean, his role is small in it. John Lithgow, Catherine O'Hara, like it's solid.
Penis is small in it.
I don't think he pulls it out, but he might. I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while. The movie was a surprise hit, raking over $12 million in opening weekend and totaled $296 million internationally, This is what surprised me. This became Travolta's best performing movie since Grease, and the fourth highest grossing movie of '89, and Columbia's TriStar's highest grossing film overseas, passing up Kramer versus Kramer. Kramer versus Kramer got passed up for Look Who's Talking.
Can we talk about how that's bullshit? Because Urban Cowboy should have made so much more money than this movie.
That's Urban Cowboy is a great movie.
It is. Sissy!
Terry Funk.
Terry Funk is not an Urban Cowboy.
What movie want to think? Roundhouse. I'm thinking of
Roadhouse.
The Roadhouse.
Roundhouse.
Roundhouse.
Well, there are lots of roundhouses in Roadhouse. All right. Fun facts time. According to Kirstie Alley in her memoir, she fell in love with John Travolta during filming, but stayed faithful to her husband because her name is not Harold Ramis.
Sure she did. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Amy Heckerling.
Listen, I'd probably fuck John Travolta if I did a movie with him. Come on. Let's be real. It's a handsome man.
It would look like Urban Cowboy when he's riding the mechanical bull.
I mean, I'll be the lady. That's fine.
Amy Heckerling was inspired to write the film after her husband and writer Neil Israel started playfully talking in a different voice to pretend that their new baby would say. Her husband also has a cameo as Kirstie Alley character's boss. That runs right in the face of TJ's theory.
No, I said all of that actually, except that he was in the movie.
Well, you said that. I thought you said it was her playfully talking.
I did.
Yeah, her husband was the one playfully talking in a different voice, not her.
I mean,
whatever.
I'm sure it was just him. She never spoke to the baby.
Never. The baby never knew her mother or her father because fucking Harold Ramis.
What a dummy.
According to director Amy Heckerling, Bruce Willis improvised X-rated voiceover takes.
We need that released on Blu-ray today
before we lose him because he's got Alzheimer's.
I'm so sad about that.
James mentions living in Inglewood. John Travolta was born in Inglewood, New Jersey. The fetuses were puppets.
Well, I would hope so.
12 puppeteers. They didn't use real fetuses.
How am I going to get that in my mouth?
14 fetuses. But I need them alive today.
12 puppeteers, some hanging upside down, were required to shoot the scene where Mikey plays with the placenta. The sperm were made of vinyl, tiny fishing weights in front.
Nope, real sperm. I'm not buying it.
You should have seen the guy trying to make it.
He's like, yeah! I'm chafing. Are we done?
Take 46. No!
I'm out of lotion.
John Stamos was the first choice for the role of James, which would have made it better if they were using the Beach Boys and actually used a Beach Boy.
My dick was so soft by the end of that take with all the lotion.
But the producers of Full House wouldn't let him out of his contract to take the role. That was a big mistake.
Lame.
Michael Keaton, Mel Gibson, Jeff Goldblum, Griffin Dunn, I don't know who the hell that is.
Nope.
Nicolas Cage and Kurt Russell were also considered
Merv
for
Griffin's
the role of James.
grandchild.
Thank you.
Griffin Dunn.
Griffin Dunn.
Merv Griffin Dunn.
The worst country band ever, Griffin Dunn. That was before Brooks.
He was actually part of Well Done.
Ooh, Timothy Well.
Look Who's Talking received mixed reviews.
That's not correct.
On review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, 58% of 40 critics' reviews are positive, with an average rating of 5.5 out of 10. What fucking movie are they watching? Because this movie is great.
It should be at least a 9.
It should be a 11.
Turn it to 11 and rip the knob off.
The website's consensus reads,
46.
Yeah, the website's consensus reads, Look Who's Talking holds some appeal thanks to its affable stars and Amy Heckerling's energetic direction. But a silly script doesn't allow wit to get a word in edgewise. That's bullshit.
That's stupid.
The film was successful enough to spawn 2 sequels, Look Who's Talking 2 and Look Who's Talking Now.
They didn't quite live up. Yeah.
No, they were decent at best.
John Travolta, Kirstie Alley, and Olympia Dukakis are the only actors to appear in all 3 films in the series.
Well, Abe Vigoda was 1,000 years old in this one, so
he long gone.
Yeah.
In 2010, Fast and Furious producer Neil H. Moritz was planning to reboot the series with the Mikey character now grown up and the father of a baby in the film.
And he drives a bitchin' Supra.
In 2019, director Jeremy Gerlich was writing the script for the reboot. Though at this point, I'm guessing that's never going to come to be because that was 5 years ago.
We should write it. We should write the reboot.
Let's Google it and see.
Did you see that there's a reboot of Forrest Gump coming out?
They should not do that ever.
It's with Tom Hanks and whatever her tits was.
Oh, it sounds like with Kirstie Alley dying in 2022,
she's dead?
You didn't know that?
Oh.
Yeah.
She'd been Weight Watchers killer?
She had cancer.
Oh.
From
Weight Watchers?
Yeah.
We should, yes. Duh.
It's a damn Slim Fast.
We should write the reboot. FFP exclusive. We're going to write
with
the reboot.
Kirstie Alley.
Look who's talking there. That's what we're going to call it.
Look who's talking there. Who's talking over there?
Fuck. Hearing shit, but I don't see anybody.
Hit my clip.
Oh, it's time for Dave's Fave. Have you seen it?
You slip her the hot beef injection.
We're men in tights, tights.
Maybe next time, think before it leaves
I got nothing. God damn it, I got nothing, guys. Huh?
You know the drill. 5 movies. 1989.
1970 now.
Scores tied 5-5. From the last time we did this. It was so fucking long ago.
It was a long time ago because you fuckers you going on vacation. Look how long my hair is compared to the long last episode.
I know your hair looked like mine last time we recorded.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It's gonna look like mine the next time.
Numero A. How do you say A in Spanish?
Ah.
Movie numero A. With a budget of $30 million. Our first movie this week grossed $227.9 million at the box office in 1989. That's like $4 gazillion these days.
I believe we call that crushing it.
This is an American buddy cop action comedy film. This film's one of Dave's faves. Riggs and Murtaugh are back and on the trail of South African diplomats who are using their immunity to engage in criminal activities. This film stars Mel Gibson and Danny Glover.
I'm gonna get this wrong because I don't know the subtitle, but I know it's
TJ.
Lethal Weapon 2.
Yeah, that's all it is. Tennessee.
Yeah,
Lethal Weapon 2.
Boom. Both.
Usually there's some like adorable subtitle to that too. Lethal Weapon 2. Someone left the fridge open. Something like that.
Lethal Weapon 2. We hate the Jews.
Ouch.
Wow, it's accurate though.
Movie numero ba.
That they do, not that we
It's
do.
Bay.
Just for the record.
Bay. What's up, Bay? Is that still a thing? Hey, Bay.
I think so.
I'm gonna go downstairs and call Jandy Bay after this and see what she does.
I want to, maybe you record because I want to see her throw an oven mitt at you.
On an unknown budget.
Good. That's
Our
a great
second
start.
movie this week grossed $79.2 million at the box office.
Could be good. I don't know.
This is an American comedy drama film.
What is that?
This film's one of Dave's faves. A laid-back, commitment-phobe man babysits his brother's rebellious teenage daughter and her cute younger brother and sister. This film stars John Candy and Macaulay Culkin.
And has Young MC in it. Or his music anyway.
I got this wrong. Home Alone. Uncle Buck. Shit, Timmy
Yeah,
said it earlier.
I said it earlier, you dumb fuck.
I'm such an asshole.
I even talked about it while you were writing.
I was doing the music.
That doesn't. You should know this. Doesn't help me. Even though
I said Young MC was in the movie.
that means nothing to me.
Well, now he's old MC.
You might as
Clue
well name
number,
nothing.
clue number one for Young MC's song was Uncle Buck.
You might as well tell me who the cameraman was. It doesn't do shit for me.
Fred McGurkowitz.
Yeah, old Charlie
That's Fred Savage's dad.
Tapoff over there.
Movie number C with a budget of $25 million. Our third movie this week grossed a total of $73.3 million at the box office.
Meh.
This is an American comedy film. This film's one of Days Face. A Chicago family's big plan for a big family Christmas predictably turns into a big disaster. This film stars Chevy Chase, Beverly D'Angelo, and Randy Quaid.
So I don't have time to write the entire title, so I will say it as I show it. And if Timmy doesn't say, Timmy needs to go first. Timmy needs to go first.
It's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
There you go.
Some bit. He misspelled Christmas.
I know he
I
said
wrote-
Xmas
I wrote
Vacay.
Xmas
I've
Vacay.
never seen National Lampoon's Xmas
National
Vacay.
Lampoon's presents Christmas Vacation.
There you go. Both yous.
No, I get it because I spelled it.
It's not
correctly.
National Lampoon's Presents Christmas Vacation.
It is though.
It is not.
How much money you think that movie's made
A lot.
after the box office?
Well, I've bought like 47 DVDs of it just myself. So
Why? You keep putting
because
them
I
in the
keep
microwave?
losing them.
Oh,
I keep losing them.
He forgets and uses them as coasters.
I forget I don't have DVD player anymore.
shitter's full.
On a budget of $13 million.
Yes.
Movie
Hold
number
on.
D.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is the title.
Hey Timmy,
I'm looking,
no one gives a
looking
shit.
at it.
I'm giving him the point, so eat a bag of wieners. Movie
Who?
number D on a budget of $13 million.
Wait, who's got to eat a bag of wieners? This is very important.
Yeah.
Who
and it
is?
was like
Yes,
they're
he
like
said
all beef
yes.
franks.
He said yes. You guys see all of them kind of like lick the side of the bag.
You got to put Cheerios under them with hair on it.
It gets worse. How's it getting worse? It's getting worse.
On a budget of $13 million, our fourth movie this week grossed $71.1 million at the box office.
Pretty good.
This is an American buddy cop film. A detective must adopt a rambunctious dog in order to help him find a killer. This film stars Tom Hanks and a dog.
And a dog. Tom Hanks and
It's a great
dog.
movie.
Great movie. It is almost one of Days Face.
I wasn't ready.
It's
Go, TJ.
it's not because Hanks is in his bikini underwear, isn't it?
Yeah,
You're like,
it's gross.
that keeps it out of Dave's face.
Ain't nobody trying to see his balls hanging outside. Timmy C, go.
Turner and Hooch.
There you go. TJ.
I put Tanner and Hooch, but I meant Turner.
Tanner and Hooch.
Turner and Hooch. Damn it.
That's the porn version of it. It's Danny Tanner.
No,
hitting on
that's
some
Tanner
chick.
and Gooch. Tanner and Gooch.
Oh, Lord.
Tanner and Chooch.
Tanner and Hooch. That is great.
All
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
a half
you're on
point for
FFP.
that.
I'm giving
Thank
him 8 points for that.
For Tanner
Our
and-
last movie of the week on a budget of $32 million. Our last movie this week grossed a total of $156.1 million at the box office.
It's pretty good.
This is a spy film. This film's one of Days Face. A vengeful James Bond goes rogue to infiltrate
Oh,
and take
hell.
down the organization of a drug overlord who has murdered his friend's new wife and left him near death. This film stars Timothy Dalton.
Yep. What the hell is the worst? You picked the worst James Bond.
This is actually a really good movie, though. And it even has the guy from Goonies in it, one of the bad guys, the Fratelli guy.
Oh, the Fratellis. Fun fact: when the Blackhawks score a goal, they play a song by the Fratellis, and they're named after the family from the Goonies.
Two things about that: no one gives a shit about the Fratellis or ice soccer.
Yeah, ice soccer is stupid. Timmy C, go.
Well, I was going to take you buttholes to a Blackhawks game this year.
The Spy Who Loved Me.
TJ, go.
I put Tomorrow Is Not Enough.
So Tomorrow Never Dies.
They're both. They're actually
Pierce
both
Brosnan. And it is License to Kill.
Oh, you could have given me all day. I wouldn't have guessed.
Jimmy Buffett had an album called License to Chill.
And the Beastie Boys had License to Ill.
That is true.
And they were both better than this shitty ass Timothy Dalton movie.
I was going to play the buzzer sound, but Dave saved it with the Beastie Boys. So, and also I was going to take you buttholes to a Blackhawks game because it's a great experience. But never mind.
I only sit in suites.
Sweet life.
You can't afford one of those.
I don't want to have to cut somebody with my skate.
Well, we could have done a Sweet Life to a Blackhawks game, but you fuckers ruined it. Let them know.
Hockey's stupid.
Let Timmy and Dave know you would love to go to a Sweet Life at a hockey game. But speaking of cut with an ice skate, let's go to the deep cut. October 1st. I'm actually really excited to do this story. Let's discuss the milestone in American military history as United States Army General Colin Powell becomes the youngest chairman and the first African-American chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff at the age of 52, the military's highest position. It's not very often we get to discuss achievements, military achievements. In fact, this may be the first one we've done since Norman Schwarzkopf became a four-star general way back in one of our first episodes of 2021. By the way, did I ever tell you guys my stepdad served as the tank commander in Desert Storm under Schwarzkopf?
And you're welcome that I took your 5-star general Norman Schwarzkopf off because he was only a 4-star.
Thank you. He was a 5. He got 5-star later.
No,
he never got 5-star.
The last only 5-star general was 1950.
Yeah, it was Eisenhower.
No,
was it Patton?
Hold on, I'll tell you.
I don't think did Patton get 5-star?
Yeah. But Patton
and Eisenhower both did.
Omar Bradley is the last 5-star general.
I could have swore Schwarzkopf was field promoted.
Nope.
Oh. He's got a lovely tank, that Bradley.
But my stepdad served directly under Schwarzkopf in Desert Storm. And he said he was crazy as you think he is.
Yep.
Colin Powell was born on April 5th. Yeah, that's right. April 5th, 1937 in Harlem, New York to Jamaican immigrants Maud and Luther. He went to college at the City College of New York in 1958 with a degree in geology. His grades struggle as he is a self-described C student, but after he joins the ROTC and the newfound structure and responsibility turned into a straight A student. By the way, I don't know your guys' experience with ROTC grads in the military, but my experience is the majority of them are assholes.
Punch them.
Yeah, they're most assholes. His grades struggle, and I already said that. After he graduated with an MBA in 1971, he became a second lieutenant, aka Butterbar, in the Army, which was newly desegregated. I'm going to repeat that.
I wonder if he had to go be found because he was lost trying to do land nav.
Guaranteed.
Full show.
I'm going to repeat all of that. So after he graduated with an MBA in 1971, he became a second lieutenant in the Army, which was newly desegregated. That's, again, our experiences, all three of us were military. That is a crazy ass thought. And it wasn't
segregated, yeah.
All that long ago. 53 years ago. The Army was still segregated. His first leg of training was in Georgia, which I spent some time there.
Fort Benning, probably.
No, I was at Fort Gordon. I don't know where he was. I think it was Fort Benning.
Fort Stewart.
In Georgia, he was not allowed service in bars and restaurants due to the color of his skin.
That checks out.
Yes. Powell then served a tour in Vietnam where he was injured after stepping onto a punji steak, which if you don't know what that is, look that shit up. He was sent stateside to recover, then went back to Vietnam in 1968. Now is a major for the 23rd Infantry Division. So if you're like, wait, he graduated in 71, was an MBA, but went to Vietnam in 68, in ROTC under draft, you're allowed to go to war. In his second tour, he was awarded the Soldier's Medal after surviving a helicopter training. That doesn't sound right. I think it's helicopter crash. I don't really know why it said training. It's crash.
Well, a lot of those trainings you have to survive.
I did a couple. I wouldn't call surviving them. And he also rescued 3 other, including Division Commander Major General Charles M. Geddes. However, his Vietnam tour was all accolades. In 1968, he was listed in allegations in an incident now called the My Lai Massacre. An estimated 350 to 500 unarmed Vietnam civilians were killed, including elderly people, children, and they also accused soldiers of raping women. Powell was in charge of investigating the allegations and, quote, was unable to uncover either widespread unnecessary killings, war crimes, or any facts related to My Lai.
He's a liar.
There is that. Powell's findings, which included a line that stated, quote, in direct refutation of this portrayal is the fact that relations between American soldiers and the Vietnamese people are excellent, which any documentary will tell you that's bullshit.
This is going to check out here in a little bit when we get to me. Don't worry.
Oh, man. Oh, boy. In 2004, Powell admitted to Larry King, with his terrible cigarette breath, that his unit was responsible for the massacre, and said that these horrible things happen every now and again in war, but they are still to be deplored, which is a nice rosebud in the end of that sentence
of saying I lied.
But to also say that these horrible things happen every now and again in war.
Sometimes we kill innocents and rape people. I mean,
what? After Ronald Reagan won the presidency in 1979, Powell was made the senior military assistant to the president under Frank Carlucci. The 1980s would then be full of trials and tribulations, including the invasion of Grenada in 1983 and the airstrike on Libya in 1986. Powell was also involved in the now known Iran-Contra scandal, which we've covered, as Powell was involved in the unlawful transfer of TOW anti-tank missiles and Hawk anti-aircraft missiles from Israel to Iran. But Powell was not a part of the deal itself. He was part of the investigation afterwards. His findings, which he submitted to Secretary of Defense Caspar Weinberger, where are you going to get this information other than this show? Caspar Weinberger, we're just going to throw that name out there. He said the following: this transfer without congressional notification would be a clear violation of the law. An investigation by independent counsel Lawrence Walsh said that Powell had given incomplete answers and concealed notes that, quote, seemed corrupt enough to meet the new poorly defined test of obstruction, end quote. Weinberger was indicted on 5 felony accounts for his involvement, while Powell was never indicted.
During his time as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Powell oversaw responses to 28 crises, including the invasion of Panama in 1989 to remove General Manuel Noriega.
Hey.
And Operation Desert Storm in 1991 Persian Gulf War. Yeah. During these events, Powell earned the nickname the Reluctant Warrior, although Powell himself disputed this label and spoke in favor of the first Bush administration's Gulf War policies.
Million points of light.
As a military strategist, Powell advocated an approach to military conflict that maximizes the potential for success and minimize casualties. A component of this approach is the use of overwhelming force, which he applied to Operation Desert Storm in 1991. If you guys don't remember, that was done quickly.
Can I ask you a
question? We stumped a mud hole in him.
Yeah. Just a quick question. He advocated an approach to military conflicts that maximizes the potential for success and minimizes casualties.
Well, that's most everybody.
I was going to say that he is not completely inept at his job.
But his way of doing it, though, was just an overwhelming use of force. Right. That was his way of doing it.
Yeah. But I just, that's, again, veterans sitting here talking. That sentence is hilarious to me.
Yeah, I mean that's
what
that's
does that
everybody
mean? What
everywhere.
does that mean?
Other than I mean, some people are like, "Hey, just go kill yourself for us."
Yeah.
We sign up for that.
Powell continued as chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff into the Clinton presidency. However, as a realist, he considered himself a bad fit for an administration largely made up of liberal internationalists. He clashed with then U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, Madeleine Albright, over the Bosnian crisis, as he opposed any military intervention that did not involve U.S. interests. We talk about this all the time.
Yes.
Kind of nailed that one perfectly.
And Madeleine Albright, not the best record.
No.
No.
Powell also regularly clashed with Secretary of Defense Leslie Aspin, whom he was initially hesitant to support after Aspin was nominated by President Clinton.
I don't know enough about Leslie Aspin.
During a lunch meeting between the two in preparation for Operation Gothic Serpent, Aspin was more focused on eating salad than listening and paying attention to Powell's presentation on military operations.
To be fair, really good salad.
I would say, what kind of salad was it?
Tossed.
Like a chef's, like some ham cubes in there?
The incident caused Powell to grow more irritated towards Aspin and led to his early resignation on September 30th, 1993. Here's the thing. You want to know why I can never do any of this bullshit?
Did you strangle people?
Fuck yes.
Because you'd flip that salad off the fucking table.
Well, I mean, you
Listen
guys
to me,
know,
bitch!
I'm pretty laid back, as you guys know. I'm really hard to get upset or get riled up. But I'm pretty sure if I was in charge of, military strategery, and I'm trying to explain this to you, a civilian, and you're eating a salad, then I'm pretty sure I'd fucking reach over.
Someone come get this salad, please.
Yes, save the salad because I'm about to choke this bitch. And that's a good looking salad.
I would lose my shit if I am one of the top military leaders in the world, and I'm the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff,
and some butthole with the last name Aspen,
and you're a dickhead named Aspirin,
Pamprin,
and we're talking about, I don't even know what operation, we're going to look this up, Operation Gothic Serpent, but
I've never
had
heard
to
of
deal
that.
with Bosnia.
If we're doing something here and you're not listening to me and I am the top military leader in the United States, I'm going to lose my shit.
Yeah, 93 that was probably Bosnia. The fall.
All right, let's get to him being a liar. How about that?
Oh.
Powell's experience in military matters made him a very popular figure with both American political parties, because we all know politicians don't lie. Many Democrats admired his moderate stance on military matters, while many Republicans saw him as a great asset associated with the successes of past Republican administrations. Also, he's African-American. Republicans kind of like that every once in a while. Put forth as a potential Democratic vice presidential nominee in the 1992 U.S. presidential election, or even potentially replacing Vice President Dan Quayle as the Republican vice presidential nominee. That should have happened.
Might not have been a bad move on Bush's part.
Right?
Powell in 92 was still a very popular figure with Americans.
Yes, and Dan Quayle couldn't spell potato. So Powell eventually declared himself a Republican and began to campaign for Republican candidates in 1995. He was touted as a possible opponent to Bill Clinton in the 96 election, possibly capitalizing on split conservative vote in Iowa and even leading New Hampshire polls for the GOP nomination. But Powell declined, citing a lack of passion for politics. Powell defeated Clinton 50-38 in a hypothetical matchup proposed to voters in exit polls conducted on Election Day. What? Yeah. Despite not standing in the race, Powell won the Republican New Hampshire vice presidential primary on write-in votes. So yes, he was very popular.
What an interesting tangent
I have
to history.
his book and it's signed by him.
If Powell runs for president in 96,
he probably would have beat Clinton.
Probably.
Exit polls say he would have.
By
a lot. By a lot.
Interesting.
You have to remember, Clinton was caught up in that fucking scandal.
Yeah, well, we've covered Whitewater and all the other shit on this show. By the way, Gothic Serpent was Somalia in 1993.
Yeah, Mogadishu, Somalia. And here you go. Aspen. Asshole pin.
Ow.
Here we go. I lost my spot.
Good job.
The 18th United States Secretary of Defense He was in office from 1993 to 1994.
Killed it.
The deaths of U.S. soldiers in Somalia because of inadequate military support led to his resignation. You might have fucking should have listened to Colin Powell, bud.
Put the salad down, motherfucker.
Instead of eating your Cobb salad with ranch. By the way, only pussies eat salad with ranch. Be a man about it. So
Right.
I've had this Italian. I'm with you. Caesar, big fan of Caesar. But I've had this talk actually recently. Because the political landscape in this country has changed. Not, and I don't even mean this in like in a political stance, but just like the difference between candidates. Like we've completely lost the plot on candidates for president of the United States. And I've told people, and you can kiss my ass on this, you'll never be able to sway my opinion. I'm under the firm belief that to be the president of the United States, you should have military background. Period. End of discussion.
Yes.
End of fucking discussion.
Yes.
You can't sway me that opinion because now, granted, being a military veteran does not appoint you with charisma or things like that to capture the nation and speaking and public speaking, all that stuff. But when shit hits the fan and when you're in the war room, A, you're going to know what everyone is telling you, and B, you're going to know how to handle it. And to me, that is more important than sending a good message. That's what you have a vice president for. Send that goofy fucker out there and tell whatever you need to tell the American people. The president, to me, should have military background, period, end of discussion.
Yep. I agree.
Do not disagree.
Because again, you've already proven you're willing to make the sacrifice for your country. You already done it. Especially now, again, shady shit aside, but don't think Colin Powell is the only one that did shit like this.
Oh,
They all
no,
did it back in the 80s, but
70s, 60s.
Yeah. You know, with
30s.
Not
Colin
enough
Powell-
media back in the 50s, 40s, 30s
Forever.
to catch them,
For-
but
for-
guaranteed.
But Colin Powell's incredibly smart man, well-spoken, charismatic, all those things.
Became
And again-
Secretary of State.
96. It's an interesting tangent of thought to have. Clinton versus Powell. I don't know how that ends. I really don't.
With Powell
And I-
becoming the president.
And I can't even remember. Well, I do. The last president that we had that had military experience was W.
And that was limited.
And that wasn't even real military
Yeah,
experience.
he was a guard pilot. So if you want to go like active, was HW active duty?
Oh, yeah, hell
he
yeah.
was a
So
pilot.
He was a-
HW was the last
So
one.
because Clinton wasn't in, HW was.
Obama
Reagan
was not.
wasn't.
Nobody's since Clinton. I mean, really nobody.
The last one before Bush, shit, might be Eisenhower.
Biden might think right now he was in the army.
He might think he's in the army right now. he
Circle
goes out in front
Polly
of the White
Shore.
House every morning for formation.
But and we don't often get political on the show. This could be the first time in 4 years, so fuck it. But the fact, again, say what you want. Whatever political leaning you have is irrelevant. But the fact over the last 8 years, we have a man in office now who can't remember where he is at any given time. We have a prosecutor from California, and we have a billionaire who's 79 years old in his own right, talking about people eating pets, running for office. If that doesn't just shatter your brain of how far we've come over the last 30 years, I don't know.
or how far we've not come.
Right. I don't know what to tell. Like, I honestly, like, if people don't understand how big of a fucking circus this is, and by the way, it's all on purpose.
It's all
the
pro
circus is
wrestling.
on purpose.
It's all
Yeah.
pro wrestling.
Like, don't think
And
like
I say it all the time. People get so worked up over all of this. And I like politics. I like knowing what the hell's going on.
sure.
None of these politicians give two shits about you, me, my wife, my kids, your grandma, your dog, or your Aunt
Accurate.
Betsy.
Accurate.
They don't give a fuck. This is money.
Unless they're eating the pets. And
It-
then-
it-
This is all money.
the fact
No
that you're-
politician from your
Ding, ding.
local congressman to your senator to the president of the United States, they do not
Correct.
give a shit about you.
which is why us three get along so well, because we know that. Because there has been no disenfranchised group in the United States history who's been paraded out for every presidential campaign going back to the 1810s, more than veterans who have been promised more shit and been given less than United States military veterans, period, end of discussion. We know what a fucking puppet show this is. Because we're told shit I'm going to give you this, I'm going to give you that. They carry us out on stage and put their shoulders around us. They gave us tickets to the fucking Cowboys game. But as soon as they're elected, guess what happens? Not a goddamn thing.
Take us to the Cowboys game. Who took you to a football game?
They didn't. No one is taking me to shit. I'm just saying in general.
Rape. Did you see that game yesterday?
I hope they took you to yesterday's game. Like, but if you don't act right, we're gonna treat you like the Cowboys.
But they get us all these promises. The VA is a mess. Garbage. I get asked all the time, why don't you go to the VA hospital? You fucking go to the VA hospital.
I'd rather die in my own house.
Correct. It's a mess. 12 years ago, they were still, their medical records were not digitized. It was still paper.
I cannot get any level of disability for my knee that I injured because they lost the paper.
The last time I went to the VA hospital, said I was never going back. In Illinois, I had to go over to Iowa. It's an hour from my house. I have a doctor's appointment. I drive over there. Here's my name, David QC.
That could be the problem.
I'm at FFP. You know me.
We can't find your information. What do you mean you can't find my information? Oh, here it is. Sorry, sir. Your appointment's been canceled.
What?
Would have loved to have known that.
So you canceled my appointment that I had last week, but at least you called me. I drove here today.
I drove here.
Nobody called me. Yeah, we're sorry. We were getting around to it. Getting around to it, motherfucker. My appointment's right now.
It's the appointment.
My appointment started 12 minutes ago.
We assumed you were going to be 3 hours late. We're going to call you in a half hour. Go sit in your car.
One of my favorite stories of military health care is this was actually my exit dentistry appointment before I was discharged in 07. And I go to this. So I'm sitting there in the chair. Now, mind you, you're like, oh, are there dentists in the military? Yes, but they're not dealing with you. You're dealing with a dental assistant who's like an E2. So I'm sitting in the chair. That's hilarious. If you're in a service, that's hilarious, but no one else gets that. So I'm sitting in the chair. I've got the blue napkin with the alligator clips on it. And this woman has got the fishing hook out.
Oh,
and
no.
She's just tearing my gums apart and just wiping it on.
Like you look like you murdered something when you got
his nipple.
I look like a bucket of chum waiting to go to the sea by the time this is over. And this lady, she finishes up. You know what she says to me? She looks at me and goes, Did you know your gums bleed? And after I said, well, they did until you removed them. Now I just have teeth. No gums.
They don't if you fucking don't stab them over and over again.
I'm Kirk Cousins now. You removed my gum line. But
if you enjoy getting your gum line removed.
Oh, I wasn't. Are we ready to do that? I don't think we were done yet.
Here's the deal, guys.
Please
take it from Dave. We all get on social media. I love Twitter. TJ, not so much.
I'll get back to it.
I love it. Stuff breaks news, but people are insane. You're out there shooting other people in the name of Republicans versus Democrats or Democrats versus Republicans.
It's happening right now with FEMA in North Carolina.
People don't give a shit. People out there are losing so much time with their families and so much sleep and so much of their life worrying about something that you have no control over. And none of these people even know you exist.
Correct. And they don't
care about you. They're not doing anything for you. Just move along.
Yeah.
Don't lose sleep over political bullshit because it's nonsense. You know how many people, I'm not watching that movie, he's a fucking lib. Or I'm not hanging out with him, he's a Democrat. Or I don't like her, she's Republican. Who gives a shit?
Who gives a flying fuck?
Get over it. Get over yourselves.
Are you an asshole or are you a decent person?
You know better than fucking anybody else.
Correct. Are you an asshole or a decent person? That's what I judge that on.
I'm both.
Like us three. differing views on politics, different people are going to vote for. All three of us get along because at the end of the day, all we want is the best for our families, period.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all that matters to us.
And no matter who's president, we're going to get up and go to work next morning.
Correct.
I
ain't going to cry. You ain't going to see me on the sidewalk. No,
I'm moving to Canada.
I'm going to go make steel. That's what I'm going to go do.
I'm leaving the United States. I'm moving to Maine.
I might move to like El Salvador or something because they got pretty beaches.
I'd move to Punta Cana.
Yeah.
Janie and I saw a house there on the beach, $180,000.
But again, let's wrap this up. Before we
can talk about Punta Cana.
Let's go in the real estate market. Maybe potential FFP idea, get houses down there. But here's the long story short. The political landscape we have now, and to be honest with you, I don't have the answer on how we change it. Well, I do, but it'll never happen. Eliminate donor money in campaigns. That's how you get rid of this. But it'll never happen. So in the meantime, we have these political campaigns that we see in these debates and all this other stupid shit. And they go on Twitter and grandstand and all this stuff. It doesn't matter. None of it fucking matters. Whoever gets elected, nothing's going to change. It's going to be the same shit every day. It would say, well, if Donald Trump gets elected, this is going to happen. Or Kamala Harris gets elected, this is going to happen. It won't. They're going to sit and bitch for 4 years to get us riled up in time for the next presidential election.
But it's just like it's going to be the end of the world. I can't imagine Trump as president. He's already been president for 4 years and we all fucking made it.
And guess what?
Oh,
if Kamala makes it, we're going to make another 4 years.
Yeah, it's the same thing. If Kamala Harris becomes president, I don't know what I'll do. Motherfucker, we're living it right now. It's the same shit. Nothing's changing. We're all going to go to work tomorrow.
Again, I would love to actually like sit and talk to people and like ask them, what has changed between 2016 and now in your life?
We get to work from home a little bit more because of COVID.
There's that. But
it doesn't have a whole lot to do with.
I don't think that was planned, but I'm just saying, like, as far as like how much money you're making or your things outside of your control is what I'm getting to here. Things that you can't control. What's really changed since 2016?
Not a lot.
I would argue not a lot. It's all a fucking facade. It's a show. And you know what the end prize is for everyone? The end of this game show? Money. Period.
Not for us.
And I tell you what. You think Fox News doesn't really want Kamala Harris as president?
So they have something to bitch about for the next 4 years every day?
Ratings go through the roof. You think
CNN, same thing.
MSNBC doesn't really want Trump to be president because when Trump was president, their ratings through the roof. You know what that means? Money.
News makes money by making sure you're scared.
Yep.
Yeah.
Period.
It's all media hype. Yep.
We should do a show where we talk about this. I actually feel better at the end of this show than I feel at the most of them.
I love
Dave, Timmy, and TJ tell you what's real about this. And hey, if you enjoyed it, Dave, yes, finish us up. Take us.
Hey, if you're fucking stupid, listen to us. We'll clue you in.
Exactly.
FFP.
Kamala Harris really cares about me. Sure, let's fucking chill out on all that. And hey, if you know who does care about you, we do.
We do.
Trump's got my back.
Sure, he does.
Yeah.
With this giant knee long tie. If you enjoyed this week's episode, please let us know. Give us that 5-star review wherever you get this podcast. Make sure to follow the show on Twitter at FF Podcast. I can't believe you said that about President Trump. On Instagram at Filter Free Podcast. Follow our network at Ram Sportsnet. Of course, go to www.patreon.com/Ram Network and find us on YouTube, Filter Free Podcast. As for us, you can find us on social media platforms at Timmy C.
At Timmy C 1979.
Dollar Bill Dave.
Follow me on X. Owned by Elon Musk. Does that trigger you? Who gives a shit? At Dave in the HSV.
He makes penis-shaped rocket chips. I'm at TC.
They can land themselves. What the hell?
You know what that all is about? The whole reason for all that. Because my wife asked me yesterday, what's the point of that? He wants to reuse them.
Oh,
They're not getting destroyed, coming back down. That's the whole thing.
Money
is to be able to reuse.
NASA was testing with that in the late 90s. It's not really a new thing. It's just Elon seems to be perfecting it. But they've been doing it since the 90s.
Yeah, but you can reuse them, so they're not destroyed.
You know what we're not going to talk about next week because of the age of the show is rocket ships. Next week, we're going to cover October of 1977.
No, we're not.
Yes,
Already
we are.
been to the moon.
Stop it. The Yankees and the Royals continue their rivalry. Musicians can't get their shit together. Is there a rescue from Gilligan's Island? And so much more. This has been the Filter Free Podcast, and so long for now.
Joke of the week. Where do you take someone who's been injured in a peekaboo accident? The ICU.